Since you've always come with some of the electoral acts to read to us, that's what we want to call facts. So let's stick to facts and do away with assumptions here. The PDP, no doubt, the way you have addressed this, it's not a good time for the PDP, especially even in Ogun State. They're really not happy with this particular judgment. And we have tried, Mark has tried to ask, because a lot of people have been talking about electronic voting and manual voting, which your party, all of a sudden, we're getting to hear from your party as a political party that also agreed to go with that election using the card reader, which is not part of the voting process. So why is it so why is it that now that we've gotten to the tribunal, the PDP all of a sudden is against the card reader?
No, listen. You see, we are not. Don't approbate and reprobate.
There would have been a boycott leading to that election by the PDP if they were not in agreement.
Now let me explain. Let me try and remind you the issues that brought us here. In the first instance, it is the responsibility of the Independent National Electoral Commission to come up with basically the rules of operation on election and how election is going to be conducted. That's why everybody is placing in Jega. Now, they said, this particular 2015 election, please go and pick your card and be sure that your card is not cloned, because we're going to test it through the card. Let me tell you in practical terms what it means. It means that I cannot just ship any of my followers who has not been able to find this card to come on election day and come and vote. That's basically what it means. Now, when we now assume that that's the rule and everybody is reluctantly, okay, we'll comply. And suddenly, we were the ones screaming, is Jaga ready? Give him more time. Do this, do that. Everybody was, they were just doing us like stones that gather no more and rushing us down the hill. We then did the election. On election day, you don't have the capability to just stand there and be saying you are inspecting everybody. You do your own and go and sit down and wait until your agents and field officers come with the report. It is based on this substantial irregularity that you determine whether you're going to court, to the tribunal or not. And on the basis of substantial irregularity, it is not necessary for us to say we want to subpoena Mr. Ayam. What is important is that can we prove that there have been substantial non-compliance? Compliance being the word, non-compliance being the word.
What about substantial?
Substantial too. How would we not prove substantial non-compliance when we subpoena the entire register? The register, we subpoenaed it and it was provided. And we inspected. They asked to be joined in the inspection. What were we looking for? We don't want to be reading people's names that are finished. We wanted to see whether they complied. If you tell me Sulaiman voted, I should see where you ticked his name that he came. That's why we do something called accreditation before we do the actual voting. Our issue is with non-compliance.
So you think that the judges haven't said that you're bringing statisticians rather than forensic experts to also justify that? You think it has no place whatsoever?
I think that, don't let us assume that just because they call themselves members of the learned profession, they are really learned. Some are better than others. The truth of the matter is that you begin to bring in a forensic expert.
We have to be very careful here.
Yes, I know.
So you can't disrespect the professional.
You can't disrespect me either.
Impugn integrity.
Nobody's impugned.
There are layers
I think nobody
has impugned or abused it. I said, and I'm quoting myself.
No, Mr. Show me, you have to be very careful because...
have I mentioned anybody's name?
No, whether you mention names or not, we're talking about institutions here. And if you go about casting aspersions directly or indirectly on people or institutions, it's not part of this program.
Okay, fine.
And you have to take responsibility for that.
Yeah, I take responsibility for what I'm saying. And I'm saying that when we say that it's a learned profession, it does not mean that everybody there is learned. That's what I've said, and I'm standing by that. Now, you're asking concerning the issue of compliance. What constitutes substantial compliance if the register is not well? We don't accept what has happened with the register. We don't accept what you have done with incident forms, and the numbers that you are saying are incidentals. You see, all of this thing is couched in language. Technical languages are selected in such a way that there can be no ambiguity. Incident form, we never, not even to go into other areas. See, we will not do more than come to public opinion. Okay. We will not do more than go to tribunal.
Are you also, just a moment, are you also trying to cow the Court of Appeal? Is that what this is about?
Small me?
No.
You are comparing my own talk with that of the body language of the Mr.
I'm simply asking.
We can see. We will go to the Court of Appeal if we decide, because we are just reading through the whole judgment, and we will go and present this. It will not really listen. You see, let's get one thing straight. The People's Democratic Party of Nigeria chose to concede and not even go to tribunal for the presidency. So let nobody think that we are envious or we are whining or we are crying. No. Our issue is simple. These laws were created that every person who comes will be able to operate within the same guidelines. You do not have a different electoral act for Ogun.
I think
you don't have.
You're pointing that out, and you know, you're definitely, from what you're saying, it would seem that you're going to go to the court.
No, it's not my decision.
You're going to go. You're not going to the Court of Appeal.
No, the decision has. You see, our organization is not like jazz and one man runs the show. The system works there. Some people are going to sit down at another level and take that decision. If they go, fine. If they don't go, it's all well and good. After all, our issue is not that we're whining.
You don't have that. You don't have the decision yet. I'm surprised that you haven't been able to.
You see,
let
me explain also again that when they pronounce judgment, you have to wait until you get certified through copies. When you get certified through copies, you have to read it. You have to get your lawyers to read it. You have to look at what the judge has said and what you don't agree with, and then you have to figure out. It is within a time frame. If we don't file our appeal within the time frame, it doesn't matter. The next election cycles are around the corner. But the truth of the matter and the issue is that we are getting scared. It's beginning to look like only the PDP knows how to organize
from all that you're saying, I mean, it will be a little shocking if you do not go to the Court of Appeal.
Most likely we will, but it costs money to. Are you going to donate to us like you guys donated to the other party? Should we open a portal and you donate money to us so that we can have all the money?
I think that it's very important that you put whatever you say in context. When you say you guys donated to the other party, I think it's very important that you clarify that, Mr. Sherry.
Yeah, I will. You see, when we were trying to do the build-up to the last election, the Nigerians were hypnotized into thinking that one new saint is coming. And on the unchurn of just that one new saint, every other person was giving get-out-of-jail card, including those who had done so much harm to systems that they had been previously operating, even under our watch. Suddenly, they get to be free and they are looking sparkling. But the ones that are staying in the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria, the ones that conceded, the ones that organized this same election that they are profiting from, suddenly were made to look like the villains. So election fundraising is a lot easier when you have hoodwinked and manipulated the whole system to think that, everybody has to drop in 1 naira, somebody has to do 2 naira via their portals. It's not a bad system, but I'm saying in essence that going to tribunals, running elections is expensive.
Are you saying the PDP?
What?
Are you alleging that your party is broke?
We could be. Do you know how expensive elections is when you tell us to go and do rerun again all over? Do you know what it costs in terms of material resources and all of that?
In other words, from the look of things, from what you're saying, you don't think that you will win your case at the Court of Appeal?
No, we will go. Listen, don't.
No. I'm not saying you will go or not. I'm saying in the event that you go, it doesn't sound like
I have seen cases. Let me give you one case in Ogun State. This same tribunal.
From your submission.
Hold on, no. This same tribunal threw out the case of MPP because they said they were not included. They said they threw it out in Ogun. Court of Appeal didn't agree. Supreme Court said go and consider another tribunal. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they are sitting on borrowed time.
In other words, if you go to appeal, you don't think you will win?
No, I'm saying that we have seen situations where even this very tribunal has ordered that the new tribunal be constituted because of another party, MPP. So I'm saying the APC in Ogun State shouldn't start gallivanting and rejoicing yet. It is not over until it is truly over.
I've heard what you said, but I'm asking, do you think you will win if you go to appeal?
It is our prayer that we win when we go to appeal. I'm not going to write the judgment of the appeal course for them before we even get there.
Mr. Segun Showunmi is Deputy Director General, PDP campaign in Ogun for 2015 elections. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Nigerians.
Well, we will be back. We've got another perspective on the same matter in just a moment. Don't go away.